the 12th of June, 2026. The SpaceX logo appeared in New York's Times Square. A rocket lifted into the sky, and in just a few hours, the biggest IPO in history was completed. $75 billion in one day. And in this one moment, Elon Musk became the world's first trillionaire. But what is hidden inside this story is even bigger, even more astonishing, and somewhat frightening. Stay until the end. Some questions. Is SpaceX really a rocket company, or is it now an AI company or a social media company? How is Elon Musk controlling Tesla, SpaceX, XAI, and X all at the same time? And the biggest question is, investing in this company actually profitable, or is it the biggest risk in history? Because the company that raised that $75 billion lost $4.9 billion in 2025. The answers to these questions are in today's video. Welcome to the channel. Today's video is about a person whom very few people on Earth do not know, Elon Musk, and his biggest and most mysterious company, SpaceX. This company started in 2002 with just $100 million. Musk said at the time that he would take humans to Mars. Many people laughed it off. But in 2026, that company's value has reached $1.75 trillion, and it is now publicly traded, which means you and I can become owners of this company if we want. But this company's story is not just about rockets. This company's story includes AI, social media, satellite, internet, and the future of humanity. Today we will tell that entire story. SpaceX's journey began with a dream. Elon Musk believes that humanity must become a multi-planetary species. That means it is not enough to live only on Earth. A colony must be built on Mars. Because if any danger comes to Earth, an asteroid, nuclear war, climate catastrophe, then human civilization will come to an end. SpaceX was born from this vision. In 2002, Musk started SpaceX with the money from selling PayPal. The first few rockets failed. The company was almost going bankrupt. But in 2008, their first rocket successfully reached orbit. Then gradually, SpaceX became the largest private space company in the world. Their Falcon 9 rocket is the most widely used orbital rocket on Earth. In 2025, SpaceX carried out nearly 50% of the world's total orbital rocket launches. One company. Half the world's space launches. But today, SpaceX's biggest business is no longer rockets. Starlink, this name is now the real identity of SpaceX. Starlink is SpaceX's satellite internet service. That means small satellites are sent into space. Through those satellites, internet is being delivered to any corner of the Earth, deserts, oceans, mountains. In 2025, Starlink's revenue was $11.4 billion. That was 61% of SpaceX's total revenue. And this is SpaceX's only profitable business. In the first quarter of 2026, Starlink's subscriber count reached 10.3 million across 164 countries. Just think about it. A single company owned by Elon Musk is providing internet in 164 countries around the world. During the war in Ukraine, Starlink provided internet services when people in Iran were fighting against government censorship. Starlink helped them in areas cut off from communication during natural disasters. Starlink has worked as well. It is Starlink that has turned SpaceX into a truly global infrastructure company. But in 2026, SpaceX took an even bigger step. February 2026, SpaceX made a historic decision. They acquired another Elon Musk company, XAI. What is XAI? It is Musk's AI company. It creates the AI chatbot called Grok. And along with that comes X, meaning Twitter, which had been renamed X. That means through this single deal, SpaceX gained AI technology, AI data centers, and one of the world's largest social media platforms. The value of this deal was $1.25 trillion. One company became this much bigger through a single deal. But there is a problem with XAI. XAI recorded an operating loss of $6.355 billion in 2025. It is burning nearly $1 billion every month, is Morningstar analysts have said that XAI is a material threat of value destruction for SpaceX, meaning it could destroy SpaceX's value. So why did Musk make this deal? Because his vision is even bigger. Musk says that in the future, AI data centers will be located in space. Through Starlink satellites, that AI will provide services to any place on Earth. SpaceX rockets will transport those data centers into space. SpaceX plus XAI plus Starlink equals space-based AI infrastructure. This vision has no competitor. Now, let's come to the day history was made. The 11th of June 2026 at night. SpaceX set its IPO price $135 per share. A total of 555,555 shares would be sold, yes. The number was given exactly like this. It is Musk's typical style. Total raised $75 billion. What was the previous record? Saudi Aramco in 2019, $29.4 billion. SpaceX broke that record by more than double. On June 12, trading began in the morning. SpaceX's stock opened at $150, 11% higher than the IPO price. At the end of the day, it closed at $160.95, meaning a 19% gain in a single day. The SpaceX logo appeared in Nasdaq's Times Square. Elon Musk spoke on screen from Texas. He said SpaceX wants to take humans to the moon. He wants to take humans to Mars. And at this moment, Musk became the first person in the world to own two publicly traded companies worth $1 trillion at the same time, Tesla and SpaceX both. And on this day, his total wealth was the highest in the history of any human being. Now, some facts that many people do not know. First fact, retail investor opportunity. Usually in large IPOs, ordinary people, retail investors get very little opportunity. Most shares are taken by large Wall Street funds. But SpaceX decided to allocate 30% of the total shares to retail investors. 30% of $75 billion means shares worth $22.5 billion for ordinary people. That is 3 times the normal Wall Street standard. Second fact, inclusion in the Nasdaq, 100. SpaceX was listed on June 12. According to Nasdaq rules, after 15 trading days, meaning on July 7, SpaceX will enter the Nasdaq 100 index. What happens then? All index funds around the world that track the Nasdaq 100 will be required to buy SpaceX shares. Experts say that this forced buying could create demand of $22 to $27 billion. That means SpaceX stock could jump again on July 7. Third fact, Tesla connection. Before SpaceX's IPO, Tesla invested $2 billion in XAI. That investment was converted into SpaceX stock. That means Tesla is now a shareholder of SpaceX. And in 2025, Tesla sold $143 million worth of Tesla Cybertrucks to SpaceX. That means Tesla and SpaceX are now a single economic organism. Fourth fact, Starship problem. SpaceX's largest rocket, Starship, is still under development. In May 2026, their 12th test flight experienced a booster failure. The FAA grounded the rocket. Starship is the primary tool for SpaceX's Mars mission. If Starship does not work, then the dream of Mars will remain out of reach. Fifth fact, AI data centers in space. SpaceX has said that it wants to send more than 100,000 satellites into space. Starlink is currently operating with nearly 10,000 satellites. In the future, these satellites will not only provide internet, they will also perform AI processing. Space-based AI data centers, if this becomes reality, it will change the entire world's technology infrastructure. Now let's come to the big question. Is SpaceX really worth this much? From one perspective, yes. Starlink is an extraordinary business, 10.3 million subscribers. Across 164 countries, $11.4 billion in annual revenue. And this number is growing every year. But from another perspective, there are many questions. The first question, $4.9 billion loss. In 2025, SpaceX recorded a total net loss of $4.9 billion. That means this company is still not making a profit. An IPO price of $135 per share means SpaceX's valuation is 94 times its 2025 revenue. That is the kind of valuation usually seen in software companies. But SpaceX is not just a software company, it builds rockets. Physical infrastructure, these are much more expensive. The second question, the risk of XAI. XAI is burning $1 billion every month. In competition with OpenAI and Anthropic, XAI is behind. Grok AI is not as popular as ChatGPT or Claude. The third question, Musk's attention. Musk is simultaneously overseeing SpaceX, Tesla, XAI, and X everything. Can one person really manage so many things properly at the same time? And at this moment, Musk is also involved in government work in a government efficiency initiative called DOGE. The fourth question, competition. Competitors to Starlink are coming. Amazon's Project Kuiper, more projects similar to the European version of Starlink. Will SpaceX remain alone in the satellite internet market, or will competition increase? The answers to these questions are still uncertain. A question for you, would you invest in SpaceX? On one side, the biggest IPO in history, Elon Musk's vision, Starlink's extraordinary growth. On the other side, a $4.9 billion loss, the risk of XAI, the uncertainty of Starship. Share your opinion in the comments section, yes or no, and write why as well. Now it is time to say the most important thing. SpaceX is not just an investment story, it is a civilization story. Elon Musk has said that he wants SpaceX and Starlink to make humanity interplanetary. That means people should not remain limited to Earth alone. Where will the $75 billion raised from the 2026 IPO go? Into launching more than 100,000 Starlink satellites, into building space-based AI data centers, into the development of Starship, which will take humans to Mars. But there is a reality that comes with this dream. SpaceX is now publicly traded. That means it has shareholders, and those shareholders want profit, immediate profit. It may take decades for the Mars mission to generate profit. So, will Musk be able to maintain his long-term vision under Wall Street's short-term pressure? This tension will be SpaceX's greatest test. The 12th of June 2026, a new chapter began, $75 billion, the biggest IPO in history. One man who in 2002 boldly said, "I will take humans to Mars," is today the world's first trillionaire. Is that inspiration or a warning? So much power in the hands of one person, rockets, AI, social media, satellite internet. Is that good for the world? History will answer that question. For now, SpaceX's rockets are flying into the sky. Starlink's signals are reaching every corner of the Earth, and one man sits dreaming of the red soil of Mars. If you enjoyed this video, share it, because this is a story that needs to be known. Subscribe, click the bell icon. Anthropic IPO and OpenAI IPO are also coming. Videos about those stories will be released soon. See you in the next video.